Welcome in to Seattle Seahawks Today. I am your fearless leader, Tyler Jones, here with you. Thanks for joining us. We have our first 53-man roster projection of the offseason. This is coming after the NFL draft and rookie minicamp. We're going to go over every single position group, and I'm going to tell you who I have making the roster when that gets revealed at the end of August. We'll go over that here in just a little while from right now. Before we do, I got a challenge for all the real 12s out there. If you are a diehard Seahawks fan, then I want you to prove it right now. If you're ready for Seahawks football and you're a diehard 12, spam 12 in the comments section. If we get 1,000 12s on today's video, I will shout out whoever spams it the most in the comments section. Get it going. Spam the 12s. If you're ready for Seahawks football, I want to see at least 1,000 of them, and we'll shout them out. Spam 12, and we'll get started here on Seahawks Today. Let's break down what we believe the Seahawks 53-man roster will look like after training camp. And let me preface this by saying one thing real quick before we dive in too much here, folks. We are under the assumption of no trades happening, okay? This is strictly based on players getting released, okay? So let's make that one point very clear as we get to this. Obviously, players could get traded, but I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Let's assume that it's based on who's currently on the roster as is and go from there. The quarterback, Sam Darnold, your QB1. You may notice before we reveal this next one, I'm only projecting that two quarterbacks make the 53-man roster. Who will it be? Will it be Jalen Milroe? Will it be Drew Lock? It is Jalen Milroe, your QB2. Yes, I don't think Drew Lock is going to make the 53-man roster. I think Seattle, historically speaking, has only carried two quarterbacks. Jalen Milroe had an impressive rookie minicamp. Why hold him back? If he's good enough to be your QB2 and you can save that roster spot, by all means, you can save about $500 moving on, $500,000 for moving on from Drew Lock. I think you say goodbye to Drew and you give him a chance to go be a QB2 elsewhere. Two quarterbacks on the roster. Jalen Milroe is that QB2. The backfield for Seattle. Kenneth Walker is still here. Zach Charbonnet is still here. This is under the assumption that neither one of them gets traded. Kenny McIntosh also included on this. And then for the fourth running back, we go Damian Martinez. I do think he beats out George Holani, although I would expect Holani to potentially stick around on the practice squad as a possibility there. And then the fullback spot, a battle between Robbie Oots and Brady Russell. Oots, the recent draft pick out of Alabama, former tight end, or Brady Russell, who's been around this team for a while as well. I think Oots ultimately wins the job, and he gets to be the starting fullback for this Seattle team as they bring the fullback position back into the fold in Clint Kubiak's offense. Now, with that said, there's a lot of rumblings that one of these two might get traded in the next few weeks. If you had to keep one, who would you rather keep? It's our pinned comment today. Type K9 for Kenneth Walker III. Type ZC for Zach Charbonnet. Which one would you rather stick around? Weigh in and let us know. Let's go to the wide receiver position. The first few are going to be obvious here. Jackson Smith-Njigba, of course. Cooper Kupp. And then MVS. And although I have my doubts on MVS, I do think he makes the team. And then we have Torrey Horton, the rookie receiver out of Colorado State. And then another rookie receiver. I have Ricky White III, the seventh-round pick out of UNLV. I think that he's going to shock a lot of people, and he should be involved in special teams. And for the final spot, wait a second here, folks. Before we reveal, will it be Jake Bobo? Will it be Steven Sims Jr.? Will it be River Craycraft? Survey says Steven Sims Jr. is the selection here. And let me explain why before all the Jake Bobo defenders come after me here. All right? This is the final spot. And I could go with Sims or Bobo, who are both similar in production. But Sims is a lot faster than Bobo is, and I can use Sims on special teams. I can't use that with Jake Bobo. I'm taking Steven Sims every time. This, to me, is a decision between Sims and Bobo. Sims is the right choice. I mean, Jake can stick around the practice squad potentially, but Sims is the right answer. The right football answer is Sims over Bobo. If you make me make the decision, I'm going with Steven Sims to get that final spot there. The tight ends. Noah Fant is still here for now. I don't think he gets straight up caught. Maybe he gets traded, but for this exercise, we're not doing trades here. So Noah Fant still makes the roster. A.J. Barner off of a solid rookie season. And then Elijah Arroyo, who I cannot wait to see what he does in 2025, are your three tight ends. I think they carry just three tight ends because you got Robbie Oots at the fullback position. The offensive line. I have 10 offensive linemen making the team. They go as follow. Charles Cross, Gray Zabel. Shocker, Gray Zabel makes the team. Yeah. Olu, of course. Anthony Bradford and Abraham Lucas. I think right now that's your most likely starting five of your offensive line if the season were to begin today. Now, who backs them up? Let's go Josh Jones, who they signed from the Baltimore Ravens. Let's go with Lumea, who got the start last year and beat out Christian Haynes, if you recall, to get some starts there later in the season. I'll go with another Jayhawk, Bryce Cable-Dew, 6th-round pick. I think he's got a chance to compete with Bradford and Christian Haynes for that starting right guard spot. Watch out for Bryce Cable-Dew. Speaking of Christian Haynes, I have him making the team. And what's crazy is I was looking at some 53-man roster projections from other Seahawks sites. I believe it was SI All Seahawks that said Christian Haynes wasn't going to make the team. Like, you're going to cut a 3rd-round pick after year 2? Hell no. Christian Haynes is making the team. And then we'll go with Mike Jarrell. And you may notice a name that is missing. Mason Richman, who Seattle picked in the 7th round of the draft. He's not quite going anywhere, though. I have him on the practice squad. All right? It's hard to imagine Seattle carrying more than 10 linemen, going with 11. So we'll slide Mason Richman in the practice squad. I would think with an injury or something that Mason Richman probably gets his chance on the active roster at some point, but I think he starts the year on the practice squad. Doesn't mean he's quite going away, but we'll keep tabs on him. I think Cable-Dew has an advantage over Richmond for one of those final roster spots there between the rookie offensive linemen there. How would you grade the Seahawks roster? A, B, C, D, ref. What do you guys think of this group from top to bottom? We've gone through the entire offense. Now we still got to get to the defense. Weigh in. Whip out your red pen. Let us know in the comments section. Folks, you got to be subscribed to Seattle Seahawks Today as we bring you daily news and rumors, sometimes 2 and 3 videos a day, weekly live shows on Mondays and Wednesdays, breaking news, Q&A mailbags, and much more. Subscribe now and turn on notifications. That way you're the first to know when we have new content here on the channel. If something happens, I may be on the road, I may be here in the studio, we're going to bring you content right here on Seahawks Today. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/SeahawksTV. Lock us in now. You'll be glad you did. Let's go to the defensive line, the usual suspects, Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy, as well as Jaron Reed. They're going to make the roster, and I'm excited for all three guys, and this defensive line has drastically improved in the last couple of seasons, in particular what they've done to defend the run. Now, the other three names, I got Mike Morris making the roster. We'll go Jonathan Hankins, and we'll go Quentin Bohanna as the last player. Now, you may notice one thing. Where is Riley Mills? You just spent a 5th-round pick on the guy. Well, because he had an ACL injury in the first round of the college football playoff, I highly doubt he is going to be ready when the season begins. He might not even play at all this year. He might basically take like a redshirt year of sorts. I think he starts on the PUP list. So he's not going to make the 53-man roster out of the get-go. But you put him on the PUP list, and then if he gets healthy, gets caught up to speed, then he could get elevated to the 53-man roster down the line. But all signs kind of point to that it's unlikely that he's there when the season actually starts. But things could change. We'll see. The outside linebackers. Let's go DeMarcus Lawrence, Uchenna Nwosu, Boye Mafe, Derek Hall. I like all four of these cats, and all four are effective pass rushers. I am concerned about the injury side of things, especially with Lawrence and Nwosu. So even though Boye and Derek might technically not be starters, they should all see plenty of playing time. The inside linebackers, Ernest Jones, Tyrese Knight, they'll be your starting linebackers, and then you really lack some depth after that. You go Drake Thomas, and then this might be a surprise for you folks. Jackson Woodard, the UDFA out of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I have him getting one of the final roster spots on this team. The Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year, two-time Mountain West selection. I think he's going to be a pleasant surprise and a breakout player in training camp. Watch out for Jackson Woodard. I think he'll make the roster. What do you guys think? Will Jackson Woodard make the Seahawks 53-man roster? You got two options here. You can type Y for yes, in for no. Get your predictions in. Will he make it or not? I think he's in. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think. Got a great deal for Seahawks fans. Rookie jerseys are on sale now at chatsports.com/Seahawks or rookies. Got the Gray Zabel jersey, the Jalen Milroe jersey, and many others. They're all at the same place, chatsports.com/Seahawks rookies. Got men's and women's options, all sorts of different shapes and sizes available. Go see for yourself, chatsports.com/Seahawks rookies. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. We'll also have other Seahawks jerseys as well when it comes to guys like Sam Darnold and Cooper Kupp. They're all at that same link, chatsports.com/Seahawks rookies, to get yours now. All right, we got a few more for you. Let's go to cornerback, as Devin Witherspoon, Rick Woolen, Josh Jobe, in all likelihood, will be your starting corners. The lineup there with Witherspoon, Woolen, and Jobe more than likely to be those three guys. We've heard Mike Macdonald mention that he would like to see some competition for Josh Jobe, but they haven't really brought that in just yet. We'll see if that changes. The other three spots, Nehemiah Pritchett, I'm very high on. I think he's got some good potential. Maybe he's the one that competes with Josh Jobe for the starting outside corner spot. I'm going to go with Shamar Jean-Charles, the former New Orleans Saint, also getting in there. And here's another UDFA for you. Cy Alexander from LSU. No idea why this guy didn't get drafted. He should have been drafted. He's a hell of a football player. I think he steals one of those last roster spots for Seattle there. Let's go to these safeties now. And Julian Love, Kobe Bryant, they have nothing to worry about. They're turning into one of the best two tandems of safeties in the NFL. Nick Emanwari, the rookie out of South Carolina, you'll see plenty of him, whether it's at safety as the number 3 option, whether he's playing the nickel. Nick Emanwari is going to be very good. And then the last safety. Let's go DeAnthony Bell, who the Seahawks signed, formerly of the Cleveland Browns, making the roster. And Mike Macdonald has talked about, too, that he's got a lot of plans for DeAnthony Bell. All four of these guys will play a significant amount in 2025. Who is a player the Seahawks should cut? Here's your chance to be ruthless, folks. Be mean. Not to me, though. Who is a player the Seahawks should cut? Weigh in the comments section. Give me a name that you think Seattle should move on from. All right, let's go over the special teams unit. Jason Myers, Michael Dixon, and Chris Stoll, I have all making the 53-man roster. No surprise there. So there you have it. That is our full breakdown. The 53-man roster projection for your Seattle Seahawks. Thank you for watching, my friends. If you made it to the end of today's video, you sat through 15 minutes of me blabbing about the 53-man roster. That means you're a real one, that you're a real member of the 12s. Spam 12 in the comment section. We'll see you next time here on Seahawks Today.